So these are people have asked these questions. We've crowdsourced it and then made a list.
Sure. You can ask.
Sure. So just checking if we are live. Just 1 second. Okay, we are live. Thank you so much, sir, for always being so gracious and agreeing to be, come live with us once again. Thank you so much. So what we
Meet so many people.
Sorry.
You got me to meet so many people. In fact, it's the other way around. I should thank you all.
Oh, we are humbled, sir. We are truly humbled. So what we did was we realized, there was a little there were a lot of people asking us on social media after we got vaccinated regarding the process and how we went about it, So we thought, why not best to hear it from you? So yesterday, we put it out on social media and asked people if they have any questions regarding the whole vaccination process in our state. And I'll just go through them with you. So I'll just begin with the first one. What is the process right now to get registered and vaccinated in Chhattisgarh?
There are two categories of vaccinations taking place. One is the age 45 plus. This is vaccine is being provided by the government of India. And till yesterday, they had blocked on-site registration. It was only online registration. From yesterday, they have allowed online registration as well as on-site registration. The other part of vaccination drive is those below 45 up to 18 years. Of course, on the 1st of January 2022. So if you have reached that age on the 1st of January 2022, that is the category. So if you're 17 something today, you would be eligible if you are going to complete 22 on the 1st of January. So for this category of people, the government of India didn't agree to take our platform on the Covishield app. We were going by the ration cards. So they said, we cannot accommodate you. And after about a week, 10 days of consultation, they did not accept our entries. So we had to put up a portal of our own. So till the portal was put up, on-site entries were being taken. Registers were provided in each vaccination center. And as each person came, their names were entered into a register, which was to be put up on a portal, which is being put up on the cgteeka portal now. And we are doing both things. We are continuing with on-site registration also. If some people come, they don't have a mobile, for example, if they don't have an Android mobile, for example, so they cannot link up online. So for such people, right, we are having help desks. You can go to those help desks, have your name registered. Your name will be put up on the portal and you will be conveyed a date when your vaccination is to take place. So, and even if you register online, your date is conveyed. Online will be conveyed online. You come on this day, whenever the vaccine is available. So that is the system.
Right. So as of now, there are no walk-ins, right? For people who cannot register, you can go to these places where vaccination is happening, register yourself at the help desk and they'll tell you when to come.
Walk-in vaccination will not be possible because if 100 people have already been told to come for vaccination and another 100 land up.
Right.
So you cannot vaccinate 200 people because the capacity is 100 to 120 persons to be vaccinated at one vaccination table. So one table has 5 persons, 2 of them are vaccinators, there are other 2 nurses and another person there. So this team of 5 people is supposed to vaccinate up to 120 people only, so to say. We should not break the vial. Each vial has 10 doses. So we should not be vaccinating 9 or 8 people. There is vaccine wastage.
Right.
So that is why multiples of 10. And those who are already registered, you will not have walk-in vaccination. You can have walk-in registration.
Walk-in registration and get a date. So yeah, that's good to know. We weren't actually aware of that. So as of now, cgteeka is what is up and running in our state. Covishield and Arogya Setu is not what is functioning.
I'll clarify again. Both are functioning. cgteeka is valid for 18 to up to 45. and Covin is applicable to 45 and above. So both are applicable.
Right.
Now both have online as well as on-site registration.
Sure. So right now, sir, between the age group of 18 to 44, you yet can't choose the vaccine you want. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Choice of vaccine is not open in either category. And it is not open actually anywhere, because you don't know which vaccine is going to come where. Our country has only 2 vaccines, but even in other countries who are vaccinating 4, 5 vaccines, they don't give you which vaccine. You can't choose your vaccine. You go to the center and whichever vaccine is available on that day, you get that. That is what is happening in other countries. In our country, we have 2 vaccines only so far, and there is no choice of vaccine. You make an informal choice, and if you get it good enough.
Right. Do we expect Pfizer or Sputnik anytime soon, sir?
Some states have gone in for global tenders, and Pfizer and Moderna, they have said that we will not be dealing with any state government. We'll deal with the government of India directly. And to the government of India, as our officials have been told by the officials of government of India, that Pfizer, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson have said that we don't have vaccines in surplus to give. So one, they will not be dealing directly with state governments, and 2, they have conveyed so far to the government of India that they don't have vaccines. There are 9 vaccines so far which are being used in the world. These are 3 which we just mentioned, Pfizer, Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. Then we have the AstraZeneca Covishield, which we are using in the country, and we have our own Bharat Biotech Covaxin. This is 5. Then there is Sputnik, 6. And there are 3 Chinese vaccines which have not got clearance. Sputnik has got clearance. So let us see when Sputnik is supplied to the government and whether the government will be picking it up. It's priced highly. They have indicated a price of 940 rupees plus 5% GST. And the other vaccines are available to the government of India at 150 rupees, to the state governments at 300 rupees, Covaxin to the government of India probably 200 rupees, state governments 400 rupees, and private parties 600 rupees and 500 rupees.
Okay, so that is an expensive one. So when would private hospitals and clinics have vaccination? When will they have vaccination for 18 and above? Has it started?
Yes, it has started. They have to start it on paper. This is where confusion comes in. The government says we've given you permission, but vaccines are not available. So the permission is actually a piece of paper on which either something is typed or printed or written. It has no meaning as such because we are short of vaccines. The truth of the matter is vaccines are very limited in their availability. 28 lakh vaccines per day. Now we are told that Covaxin is producing 2 crore per month, and Covishield is producing 6.5 crores per month. Earlier it was 6 and 1. So of these 8.5 crore vaccines, it works out to 28.33 lakh vaccines for the country in a day. Chhattisgarh in itself can vaccinate 3 to 3.5 lakh people every day. We have the capacity to vaccinate 3.5 lakh people, and availability is only 28 lakhs for the whole country. So vaccines are not there.
There is a shortage, right? Sir, so when we put out the question asking, a lot of people asked us that they've gotten vaccinated, but there is no certificate yet that has been issued to them. Or if you could just tell us the process after you get vaccinated, when do we expect a certificate? How does that happen?
Because we started vaccinating before the portal was ready. 1st of May was the date fixed, so we didn't want to sort of bypass that day. We started vaccinating on the 1st of May, hoping till then that the government of India would accept our entry onto the COVID portal. They didn't. So we continued with the vaccination, and our portal was launched later at the 5th or the 7th, I think it was launched later with issues which come in the initial stages. Everybody who's been vaccinated will be given a certificate. If they did not get a certificate, for example, though I was vaccinated in the 45 and plus category on the 1st of May itself. So had I been vaccinated in the 18 plus category, I would not have got the certificate because the portal was not ready. Now that the portal is ready, those who are vaccinating day by day will be getting the certificate. Those who don't get the certificate through the portal will be given it to them by hand. Everybody will get a certificate.
Sure. This is quite surprising, but it was just this morning that I got a message. I got vaccinated around 10 days ago, and I received a message from the state with the URL that when I opened to went up to my certificate. So yeah, as in it took a couple of days, but it was all sorted in the end, and I have my certificate, which also states when my next dose is. So that is also good to know, because with Covishield, as we know, the weeks have been varying between, the first and the second dose. So what is the correct time gap, sir, for someone who's gotten first dose of Covishield? When does that person get them?
Now Covishield is 12 to 16 weeks after the first dose. 12 to 16 weeks. The scientific reasoning and logic behind it is that it is more effective if you take it later. You get a higher immune system developed if you take the vaccine later. So those of us who had taken it earlier, after the 4th week, so maybe the immune system is lesser.
Okay. Sir, just wanted to know, is the vaccine safe for people with autoimmune disease or for lactating mothers?
For lactating mothers, now it has been permitted. Earlier, there were restrictions because the people are not sure. Now, whatever research and whatever experience has come to hand, so in writing, it has been permitted for lactating mothers. Those who are on immunosuppressants, they must consult the doctor. So far, there is no scientific proof that it is harmful. Yet you must consult the doctor, because these are dead viruses that you are taking. The Covishield vaccine has they call it the adenovirus. It is a live chimpanzee virus. So it doesn't transfer any of its side effects, being a chimpanzee virus, to the human cells. So you're safe. And the Covaxin variant has dead cells, dead human corona cells. So again, there is no issue, there is no problem. Yet, because it is a sensitive issue, must always, don't consult Dr. T.S. Singh Deo, must consult the regular doctor.
Absolutely. So people with autoimmune disease must consult their doctor before they get it. Sir, in terms of...
So far, there is no ground to be afraid of taking it yet, because the question has come. So it is good that people are aware of this condition. So it is best to consult the doctor and then go.
Right. So earlier there were certain reports of blood getting thickened, or blood clots happening because of a certain vaccine. Do you think there are certain blood tests that you need to get it done before you take a vaccine?
There is no side effect reported so far from the vaccine that you take. The coronavirus itself creates clots, and that is what is life-taking. These clots, when they travel to your lungs or your heart or your brain, then they could be fatal. So it is the virus which creates these clots. There is no proof yet, because then you would not have been permitted to take this vaccine. If there was even one case, this vaccine would not have been in use. So the clotting is not because of the vaccine. The clotting would be because of other reasons. Maybe you have a corona condition which you have not been able to detect.
Right. Sir, if I have gotten my first dose of Covishield, is it recommended that the second dose also be Covishield, or can the doses be switched?
No, you are not to switch the doses at all. Because like I said, one dose is the chimpanzee virus, live virus, and the other dose is the human dead virus. But your question is valid to the extent that the Sputnik vaccine, its first dose and second dose are on different platforms. One is a different virus, the second is a different virus. So there you are right to that extent, but we must not confuse with any other vaccine. You have to take the same vaccine twice.
Right. So if you've gotten Covishield ka first dose, you should get the Covishield ka second dose.
Must.
Correct. Must. You must. Sir, when will, is there any hope or is there any, study going on for children below 18 when the vaccination would be available for them?
International and national studies are on. The laboratories are processing and testing. So below 2 years, they are feeling that the immune system is strong enough for the corona not to affect the child. Though I am aware of cases where young children, smaller children than 2 years have also tested positive. But the test is from say 2 years to 6 years, 6 years to 10 years, 10 years to 12 years, 12 years to 15 years, etc. So in age group slots, testing is being done. And once the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials are completed, and then these data are supposed to be put on portals so that others can study it. And then a peer review system is there. When your peers, they judge the data, and if there is any flaw, they point it out. If it is okay, then they clear it. Otherwise, I'll say my thing is good. I need to be assessed by somebody independent of me. That is the process. So this is the international process that is accepted by science.
Right, but there were news of Bharat Biotech probably being in trial from 12 to 18. Is that correct?
Yes,
like,
even below, they are trying.
Right. So that's the current vaccine that we have right now, be it Covishield or Covaxin. Does it cover all the strains of the virus?
So far, the virus in itself, its nature is to mutate. Every virus constantly mutates. So the coronavirus, as we are seeing it today, the SARS-CoV-2 virus, it has mutated more than 9,000 times, some say 14,000 times. So the spiral of the genome, where you have the combination of the proteins which formulate. So I believe there are 30,000 combinations in one spiral of the virus. One virus, its genome is probably having 30,000 combinations. So one ABCD becomes ACBD. It is a change. So this is constantly happening. This is the nature of the virus. Just like we will be born, we will go through a younger childhood age, we'll grow up, we'll become adults, we'll become, let us say, 35-year-olds, we'll become 50-year-olds, we'll become old. There's constant changing. So with the virus, it keeps changing. Which of these mutations are harmful is what needs to be studied and what is being studied. And so far, all the variations known, the vaccines manufactured so far are covering them. You don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Right. Sir, so far, just wanted to understand what is the current update on vaccination in Chhattisgarh. When do we expect like a hopefully fully vaccinated state of us?
Now the government of India has taken over distribution of both the vaccines. Earlier, they decided that from the 1st of May, 50% of the vaccines being produced in the country will go to the government of India to service its 45 years and above population, and 50% will go to the state governments and private institutions who would vaccinate those below 45 up to 18 years of age. So this was how it was split. Now the demographics, as I am aware, 40% are non-voters. In the demographics of our country, of 100 people, 40% of the people are below 40 years of age. 20% of the people are 45 and above. 40% of the, this is roughly, it would be, I'm just saying it to be simplistic, 40% are between 18 and 45. So 50% of the vaccine was reserved for 20% of the population. 50% of the vaccine was reserved for 40% of the population. The figures that the government of India is providing is that currently the population of the country is about 135.7 crores. 135.7 crores. So you make 20%. of that figure, it is 27.14 crores. So 27.14 crores are 45 and above. They require 2 vaccines, 2 doses. So how many vaccines do you need? You need 54.28 crore vaccines for this population. And how many people are below 45 up to 18? 40%. This is 54.28 crores. Twice that, 108.56 crores. So 108.56 crores have been allotted 50% of the vaccines, and 54 crores have been allocated 50% of the vaccines. Of these 54 crore, 20 crore have already received first or second doses. So for 34 crores, you have half the vaccines, and for 108 crores, you have half the vaccines. So this is where the government of India, I'm stating it also frankly, not party-wise, I'm stating it as a responsible individual, they made a mistake. They should correct this, and because so many people have already been vaccinated in the 45 and above age group, the percentage of vaccines going for this age group should be something like 20 or 25% of the production. And 80 to 75% of the production should go to 45 and below, below 45 up to 18, because vaccination is just about starting here. In Chhattisgarh, we have vaccinated about 70 lakh people. I may be mentioning a lakh or so more. So between 67, 70 lakh people. Of these, about 7 lakh people are below 45, 7.5 lakhs you could say, because those are the vaccines we've got. We are trying to exhaust all the vaccines we've got. So 7.5 lakh people have got below 45, and 64 lakh people have been vaccinated above. They include the healthcare workers, the frontline workers, the Panchayati Raj workers, etc., RPF, police. So this is the distribution.
Okay, so there's still some time to go. I love how you took.
Long time to go. And since you asked the quota, suppose Chhattisgarh gets 10 lakh vaccines in a month. This month, so far in May, we have got 7,97,110 doses. Say 8 lakh doses. Say we get 10 lakh doses a month in times to come. How many people are we to vaccinate? 1.3 crore people. If they take 2 doses, 2 crore, 60 lakh doses. And if you're getting 10 lakh doses a month, how many months is it going to take you? 26.
Right.
This is going to take you 26. So the entire thing will depend on the availability of the vaccine. From 10 to suppose you start getting 20 lakh doses, then Chhattisgarh will be over in 13 months. Suppose you get 40 lakh doses, we'll be done with vaccination in 6.5 months. So depending on the vaccines available, the length of vaccination will continue.
Right. Sir, so, there is a lot of talks going around whether the 2 doses that you get protects you. Is it like a lifetime thing that after the 2 doses you're protected, or is it a yearly thing, or I don't know? How would it work?
It is so far certainly not a lifetime thing, as the scientists are telling us. And the other truth of the matter is nobody knows. So these vaccines are prepared usually over a period of 10 to 15 years. Vaccines which are made available for human use are tested and tried, and the efficacy seen, how long will the vaccine effect of the vaccine last, etc. This is studied over a long period of time, and then the vaccine is introduced for human use. In the case of the corona vaccine, under the emergency use authorization, this is a protocol used internationally, that suppose there is an emergency, then you don't go through this protocol of testing over a longer period of time. They give you permission. Okay, go ahead. Dekhenge kya hota hai. So it is dekhenge kya hota hai. There are scientists who have said very negative things. I won't be saying it here, otherwise, things will go haywire. But normally it is accepted that the efficacy of the vaccine is anything between 70% to 90-95% depending on the vaccine. So every 100 persons who take the vaccine, 70 to 95% people only will get coverage.
Okay.
So if it is a vaccine which gives you 70% efficacy, then out of 100, only 70 persons will develop antibodies, 30 will not. And those who have developed the antibodies, how long they will last? You take a polio drop and your child is supposed to be safe for its lifespan. You don't need to worry about polio after you've taken the polio drops, etc. Similarly with smallpox and similarly with other ailments. But with corona, the fact is nobody knows. The top scientist in the world doesn't know how long this will last. And there is talk already that maybe you'll need to take a third booster dose. Tend to develop immunity 2 weeks after the first vaccination. Immunity starts developing, they say, in good cases, after the second week. But to boost its impact, you need to take the second dose, which was earlier 4 weeks, then 4 to 8 weeks, then 12 to 16 weeks in Covishield, and 4 weeks in Covaxin earlier, or 4 to 6 weeks in Covaxin. So in Covaxin, 4 to 6 weeks later, if you take the second shot, your immunity will be boosted. Now, how long this booster will last?
We don't know yet.
Nobody knows. No supercomputer knows. No scientist knows. I don't think. But we have to hope for the best.
We have to hope for the best. That's the only thing that's not going to change our, we have to hope for the best.
There is talk of third dose, booster dose after 1 year or after a particular period of time, as research will show. We all keep getting ourselves tested. What is our immunity level? How much we have? So above 1, it's supposed to be okay. So there are people with 20, there are people with 80. There are my brother's daughter. She has 1700.
Wow.
They have 3000. So this corona thing is crazy. Really,
above all of us.
Nothing steady. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 is not working.
Right. So there are a lot of people I personally know who are still apprehensive about getting the vaccination. So before we end, is there any message that you would want to, tell the people out there watching who might watch it later, just to give them a nudge?
The world and the scientists have no cure for the coronavirus yet. So till there is no cure, the option that is available to us is to suppress it. And by suppressing it, giving vaccines to so many people that in that suppressed condition of large mass of humanity, what we call herd immunity, when beyond a certain percentage of people are, let us say, covered by some immunity, the chances of spread will be reduced very much. How many people do we meet in our lifetime in a day? Sorry, not in a lifetime, but in a day. You, me, will be meeting 20 people, 40 people, 100 people. Scientists say 420 to 450 people. At most, an individual will meet so many people in a day. So the chances of this one person conveying the virus to the number of people is up to 420. The more you get inoculated and covered by immunity, the lesser the chances of its spread. So it's not 1 to 1 is 2 and 2 plus 1 is 3. It is 1 to 400 and then 400 into 400 and then 400 into 400 into 400. That is the reality of corona. It doesn't happen in such a vast scale, but it does happen in multiples. It's a multiplier effect, a massive multiplier effect. So the more we are covered, the less it will spread. So I can only tell you honestly, if you take a vaccine and you say that it's going to have no impression at all, no impact, there will be no side effects, that will not be so. If you have a vaccine, you might have mild pain for some time. Some people will have no pain. I had very little discomfort after the vaccine. I could just about feel that there was a vaccine, something here, but that is about all. But people have developed fever. People have developed some signs of illness also, which happens with other medications too. You have other medications, they also sometimes have a side effect. So treat it like that. People are afraid that you might become sterile. you might become impotent, you will not be able to have children, you will die. These are the sort of thoughts which have circulated in society. But that is not scientific. There's no question of not being able to have children after that. There's no question of impotence. There's no question of becoming sterile. Chances of dying, 1 in a million. You just don't know what happens. So those sort of possibilities are there. But if you leave corona unchecked, in Chhattisgarh, how many people have died? About 13,000 people. 13,000 people almost in Chhattisgarh, it is 12,600 something. But so many people in Chhattisgarh have already lost their lives to corona. And how many people have died after taking the vaccine? You could probably count it on your fingertips, even if people tell you, no, he had vaccine and somebody died. It will be maybe in the tens or not even in the tens. So is it better to have the vaccine or better to be open to the effect of the virus? It is much better to take the vaccine, much, much, much better. And it is so safe that everybody who knows anything is ready to take it. That there is zero risk. There is no zero risk even when I am sitting and talking to you. This roof might fall upon my head. But it's a possibility. She'll be driving back, two-wheeler or four-wheeler, I don't know. You might have an accident. So do you stop riding a bike or do you stop driving a car? You don't. You be careful. You be careful. So being careful is taking the coronavirus. If you don't want to take it, it's your choice. It's your choice. But my advice will be, go ahead. I have taken it myself. Knowing that there could be some risk or the other, very minor risk, 0.01%. There could be that risk in anything. There is more risk in my meeting a road accident than dying by the vaccine. That is what I honestly feel. Otherwise, I would have told you, don't take the vaccine.
There hasn't been an honest person we know, sir. We actually absolutely believe that. So this message is out there to everyone. Please go ahead, get the vaccine. If there are people you know, your house helps, everyone who helps you in the factory, get them vaccinated. The process is very simple now. Sir has just explained it. So yes, we shall overcome, sir. Thank you so much.
Don't leave the hand hygiene, physical distancing, and wearing of the mask. Now, double masks when you go out.
Double masking when we go out, even after vaccination.
Be careful. These new strains, more contagious, variant of concern. They have marked these mutations which are worrying as variants of concern. So this study is going on worldwide. We don't know what will come next because Mr. Corona is mutating. He is not going to be the same. T.S. Baba, what he is seeming here today, 6 months down the line, there will be some difference. So the virus is mutating constantly. We need to be very careful. Even after the vaccination, we need to adopt these procedures.
Yes, even after vaccination, we need to make sure we are maintaining social distancing, hand hygiene, and mask. Still important. Thank you so much, sir, once again. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to everyone who joined in. If there are any more questions that you would like us to address, you could send them to us and we'll try and get them addressed by Sir himself. And if you are watching this online, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Local Tube. We are trying our best during such times to get all the information out there and keeping everyone updated. And hopefully we'll all get through this super soon. Thank you all so much. Bye.